Good morning, Keto Rewinders. It is Tuesday. It is time to move your body. And I swear, every time I turn on my camera, this kitty appears. Miss Cinderella. So I've got my new shoes on because it's time to go for a long walk. I'm currently still sick, but I don't have any fevers. It's just like just a bunch of crud in your nose. That's about it. So I'm going to just go ahead and proceed as usual and not let it be an excuse. Now, if you're sick and you're like legitimately something's wrong, definitely don't just go exercise. I feel fine. I just have snot. So rain or shine, we're going to go. And currently, I have like maybe a 40-minute break between the next shower that comes through. So if I get wet, that's another reason why I have the hat on today. If I get wet by some rainy showers, it's fine. There's no lightning. So there's still not an excuse. Just got to keep moving your body. So I did learn I have a hat on. And you know why? Because if you curly hair and you sweat, the bang situation is not a good look. So we're going to hide those bangs up here. You can see all the sweat in my cap. It just helps hold the bangs back, keeps me dry, keeps the bangs kind of under control, and allows me to get my workout in. And this hat has one of those really high pony holes, so you can put your ponytail up high. I like to wear a high ponytail, get everything off my neck, because I'm a sweater. So anyways, let me show you what I look like. So because people steal my images, I have to start wearing Keto Rewind labeled shirts. Got my Yvette leggings, and there's my new Brooks Ghost 13 running shoes. So I wore them yesterday in my walk. They were awesome. Super happy with those. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So even though we have a rainy situation outside, there's no thunder and lightning. It's just rain. So it might actually be pretty pleasant to walk today. So I'm going to go get wet. I'm going to do my 30 push-ups, and I'll probably meet you right back here around lunchtime. And we'll see you then. All right, so preparing to get wet. See you back in a few if it gets really rainy. It's gonna be cold. So, but anyways, let's get it done. Wow, 90,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. I'm almost to 100,000. So if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button, turn on those notifications so you don't miss any videos. And thank you, thank you, thank you for all my fans that have been following my journey. Let's go have lunch.
I want a egg, bacon, and maybe cheese or maybe avocado. Probably avocado. Sandwich. So this is the Diet Chef's bread recipe using the unflavored whey protein powder. By the way, link down below if you want to save on the whey protein. So I'm going to cut these each in half, and basically this is 2 net carbs per sandwich. So this is going to make a sandwich and that's going to make a sandwich. 2 net carbs each. So another way to get more protein in, and then I'm going to cook up some Canadian bacon. I'm going to, instead of using mayo, I'm going to spread some avocado on the toast and fry up a couple eggs. So I'm going to cut this in half, and then we're going to stick it in the air fryer basket and put it in the old air fryer that's heating up right now. So, but this bread stays together really well, nice and thick, so you can easily cut it in half. So I cut it in half. It even resembles bread. So I'm just gonna pop this in the air fryer for about 4 minutes or until it's toasted. I feel like it stays together even better. Like it will hold together, but it is soft. So I like to just firm it up a little by putting it in the air fryer. You can use a toaster or eat it just like this. And this is my favorite air fryer. It's the Breville, and it's worth every penny. I literally use this for all of my cooking needs. So I'll be back when that's toasted. All right, so next we're going to just cook up real quickly our Canadian bacon, cook up 2 eggs, and put it all together with my Haas avocado. I'm probably only going to do about 1/4 of this, so we'll see. Okay, so there's a couple brown spots, and I don't mind that. I'm just going to pull away all of the avocado and put it in a pan, a little bowl, because we're just going to mash it. Alrighty, and my eggs just came together and fried up nicely. I have my perfectly toasted bread, and my Canadian bacon is ready to go. And the last thing I'm just going to do, this is what I salvaged from that avocado, so it's probably like a half total. There should be more, but there was some spots that were just too ripe. But anyways, I'm going to put salt and pepper and garlic powder and mash it up, and that's going to go on my toast. Okay, so here is my finished product. I love my butter knife. Check out how fun that is. I'm just going to spread that on both of my pieces of toast. I've just walked 5.5 miles, and I've got a load of stuff still left to do. So my lunch is pretty big. I will buckle it down on dinner, but because I've got lots to do, I need lots of fuel. So, but 3 eggs, 3 slices of bacon, toast with avocado, and then the other half of my avocado is going to be for Kyle and his toast. So, all right, I'll see you at dinner. And another way you can have this sandwich is, the other way you can make this lunch is to make a sandwich. So I'm going to stack everything up, and that's probably as much as my mouth can reach, but basically a breakfast sandwich.
Okay, well, it's now dinner time, and I'm gonna make soup. It's a kind of yucky day out where it's just like drizzly, cold, and being sick, you always want chicken noodle soup, right? So I'm gonna make a chicken noodle or chicken vegetable noodle soup, but instead of using pasta, I'm gonna use shredded cabbage as my noodle. And for the vegetables, I'm literally gonna use what I have left over in my fridge. So I have squash, I have zucchini, I have celery, I have white onion, and then let's see what else. Oh, and I'm gonna put a can of diced tomatoes in there, and just make a really tasty, hearty soup. So I've got some tips and tricks, so you don't want to miss. So I'm not filming it in my kitchen right now because my kids have the TV on, and my kids are watching TV, and that makes like copyright if you've got noise in the background. So we're gonna avoid all that and be outside and just tell you what's going on first. And then I'll walk you through the steps to make the yummy soup while we're inside. So let's go make the soup, and I'll see you in a few. Okay, so we have about a half of a small white onion diced. Then I'm going to dice up the celery, also same size, about 2 stalks. 1 summer squash, approximately same size as well, and then 1 zucchini, all diced up around the same size. Then I'm going to put it in my Instant Pot and saute those all together first. So using the saute setting, I'm just going to add like about 2 tablespoons of avocado oil and let all those veggies saute up and get nice and tasty before I add the rest. So there's a cabbage I'm going to slice up really thinly for my noodles, quote unquote. And again, I apologize. I'm sick. My voice is horrible. I know. But stir and saute those veggies up until they are not browned, but sauteed. So slice the cabbage up as small as you can do. And it will really, really, really give you that pasta taste. So I'm going to do my spices next. I did 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, a half teaspoon of garlic powder, half teaspoon of onion powder, and then watch the salt, because it depends on your salt in your broth or your stock. So do salt and pepper to taste. I'd like to taste that after I've mixed everything and then see if I need more salt. But anyways, all you're going to do is add those spices to the sauteed veggies, and that'll just bring out some more flavor before you add the broth and stuff like that. I typically, when I'm more used to the fall, this is the first time we've made soup this season, I just have regular chicken stock. Oh, here's my keto coffee. Unflavored collagen powder, heavy whipping cream, and coffee. And my cup says you can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself first. I live by that. And then, of course, it's so tasty. And it's so nice and warm. It helps my sore throat right now. So anyways, with the broth, I'm using regular chicken stock. I normally would make this from scratch, but it's like 5 o'clock and I want soup in 30 minutes. So we're going to go the express lane and just use boxed stock. Just pay attention to the sodium in it and adjust it to taste. I have about 1.5 pounds of chicken tenders. I'm just going to toss in there. And then on the side, we're going to make some lupin flour biscuits. Just be cautioned, the lupin flour, if you have a peanut allergy or nut allergy, I would caution yourself with lupin flour. It's in the soybean family. So check it out. It's great for occasionally enjoying some delicious biscuits. So I melted some butter, added my sour cream, added the sweetener, 2 eggs, and also recipe link will be down below. A cup of lupin flour, and a cup of heavy cream, and some baking powder and some xanthan gum. Now, I'll post the recipe down below, but this helped make my not really too fatty dinner have a little bit more macros. So it makes 12 biscuits. I just plop them down evenly, and there's the finished product. They are so creamy and delicious. You've definitely got to try it. Sorry, I burned a couple of, not burned, but I left them in a minute or so too long, so pay attention to the cooking time. But meanwhile, we're going to do a quick release on our Instant Pot, and there's the current situation. The chicken at this point is shreddable, so I'm just going to take a fork and just shred it apart. It tastes so good. You can use any type of meat in this recipe. I just had tenders. I bought a mother load of tenders, and we're using them up. So anyways, but ideally I would just use a whole chicken and make it from scratch that way. But for right now on the express lane, the tenders worked fine. So last but not least, add in a can of diced tomatoes. It's really going to add some dimension to your flavor. Your broth, and then add your shredded cabbage. This way it'll get tender. I give it another 5 minutes on high, just to tenderize that cabbage to make it nice and, delicious and tender. So 5 minutes there and we'll be back. Meanwhile, I'm going to use pesto. This is a secret that I do to make my soups just stand out. This one's from Costco, has really clean ingredients. I love it, use it all the time. And this one, I'll put about a tablespoon or so in the bottom of the bowl before I put a ladle full of soup. And I kid you not, this takes your soup level out of the park. So definitely try this trick. It also adds some more fat because it's oil. Because my soup is going to be pretty lean. So anyways, we're going to add a scoop of this delicious chicken noodle and veggie soup and to that little bit of pesto. And I'll give you a quick little close up once I stir this around here. But look at the goodness is then this soup. Hearty, and it's perfect for this fall day in North Texas. So I'm going to take a ladle full, a heaping ladle full of the soup. Put that in there, and then just to make sure I have enough broth, I'm going to just go back for some more broth or liquid. And then just take the spoon and mix that around and be prepared to have your mind blown. It seriously takes your soup out of the park. So definitely try that little trick. You don't have to. It's completely optional, but it is seriously Flavor Town. So we're going to serve this up, and I'll show you the finished product.